I spent the last 30 days playing and trying out new games that just released, from peaceful caravans to pixel art RPGs that had me stressing. Honestly, it was a roller coaster. I'm giving you my 100% honest thoughts after playing each of these games, because let's be real, a pretty game doesn't always mean a good game. Some of these surprised me, some disappointed me, one genuinely made me question the game itself. Let's see if these new cozy games are worth your time and worth your money. First on my list is Cozy Caravan. It is available on PC, the Nintendo Switch, and on mobile for $20. In this game, you play as a cute animal traveling around in a caravan. The gameplay loop is so chill, you just travel from town to town, gathering materials and helping out your friends with adorable little fetch quests. You spend your time cooking up hearty meals and prepping for the weekend market. Everything you do here is basically to help the town prepare for the big whiz-bang fair. It's all about spreading kindness and building up the community. Now, the tutorial was really quick here, maybe like 20 minutes max. It feels super natural and does a really good job of prepping you for the road without overstaying its welcome. I loved the market prep, crafting everything and just getting ready to sell your goods never felt stressful. It was actually one of the most satisfying parts of the game. Seeing your caravan grow with the new expansions also scratched that little progression itch in my brain in the best way possible. The stop motion art style plus the lo-fi music that plays in the background just makes traveling feel really peaceful. But I'll be honest, there is a lot of backtracking in this game. Since each week builds towards the market, you do end up revisiting similar areas over and over, and sometimes the travel felt a bit slow since you're going back and forth to finish quests or even just to take someone somewhere, but it never felt frustrating, just slightly repetitive at times, and the different quests really helped mix that up enough so I didn't get bored of the game. It's got that kind of repetition that feels routine and not grindy at all. Now, this is literally the perfect handheld game. It played beautifully on the Steam Deck and the controls felt so natural that I could easily swap between playing it on my PC or using the controller without any of that usual keyboard and mouse to controller struggle I normally go through. Now, this is for gamers who love a slow-paced and gentle journey. If you're into cute NPCs and a little "hiyo" waving in the game that just actually encourages you to slow down and enjoy the scenery, you're gonna love this one. So it takes about 10 to 13 hours to finish the main story, so keep that in mind before buying it, but for $20, this one is definitely a buy. It's so sweet, heartwarming, and what surprised me most was how satisfying the market loop stayed even near the end of the game. So I just spent my entire weekend glued to Philna Fantasy. It released on PC for $15, and this is a super pretty pixel art RPG where you play as a hero trying to make a name for yourself in Tryon City. It's definitely more than just a pretty face. There is a lot of depth here with the crafting, alchemy, and even the pet system. It looks cozy, but this game absolutely expects you to learn its systems. It really felt like it added some much needed depth to my month of chill cozy games. Now, the basic flow here is pretty standard but really addictive. You head into dungeons, fight off monsters for loot, and then bring it all back to the workshop to craft better gear, like the backpack I desperately needed for more inventory space. There is a whole life skills side where you're foraging for things like grass, honeysuckle to make potions and food. And the pets, I ended up getting a fortune kitty from a circus for free, and you can actually dress them up with gear that you get from a gachapon machine. It's the little details like that that really keep me hooked. Now, I'm gonna be real with you, the tutorial here was so long. It was easily probably like 2.5 hours in, and the game is still throwing new mechanics at me. It's great that there's so much to do, but it can definitely feel a bit of an info dump at the start. You really have to settle in for a slow burn before the world fully opens up. I loved how much character that this game has. The music was a total mood, and shifting from the chill exploration to just the intense boss fights really hooked me here. Even though I had my gripes with some of the mechanics, I honestly had a blast. Despite the rough parts, those 10 hours totally flew by because the world is just so much fun to be in, and just the progression feels really rewarding. Now, if you are a handheld gamer, you'll be so happy to know that this runs so well on the Steam Deck. I was getting a steady 90 FPS the entire time. It is the perfect game to curl up with on the couch for a long session, which is exactly how I spent my whole weekend. It honestly felt like it was just made for the Steam Deck. So this game is for anyone who loves the cozy aesthetic, but still craves that real-time combat and discovery. It's really perfect for those who just enjoy grinding out skills and collecting things, but are looking for something a bit more adventurous than a full-on farming simulator. Now, I'll give you the serious tea. I initially started this this game off in normal mode, but the combat here is no joke. It is all about timing and dodging, and I was just struggling a lot. I ended up having to switch over to chill mode after like my third boss, so I could just actually enjoy the story. Now my biggest gripe is a quest where you have to go back and fight all the bosses all over again, like I didn't just suffer enough the first time. It felt a little bit unnecessary. Also, the crafting costs money even when you are the one doing the work, which is kind of annoying, but honestly, I still had such a fun time going through the dungeons and just progressing through the story that I definitely say it is a buy in my book. It has a great challenge if you want it, but also a more chill mode that makes it a little bit more accessible for everybody. Now, what really surprised me was just how intense the combat got for something that just looks so adorable. Now, for this next one, I have to be honest about Heartopia. This game looked so cute, almost like it was too good to be true. I was scrolling on my Instagram feed and a video came across where I immediately noticed that they were using AI for their promo, and honestly, as a content creator, that just made me feel so gross. They could have easily just hired actual creators or actors or even done some UGC work. Seeing that they resorted to AI for the marketing and even for some of the in-game puzzle bits is just so disheartening to see. And because of that, I'm going to pass on Heartopia. I just honestly can't get behind it. It sucks because the game just genuinely looks really cute and fun. But for me, it is a personal line, not a gameplay criticism, but it mattered enough that I just do not want to support this game. Now, moving on, we have the Restory Demo, which is a narrative-driven electronics repair shop sim set in the mid-2000s Tokyo. It's got such a cool, nostalgic Y2K vibe to it. Each day, you open your retro shop and clean up old tech. Think classic consoles, Nokia phones, and Tamagotchi-style devices. You dismantle them piece by piece, cleaning the components, order spare parts on your old school PC, and you also get to talk to your neighbors and customers, which really adds a nice story element to the management. Now, the tutorial here was great. It walks you through cleaning the shop, fixing your pieces of equipment, and it really explains the mechanics perfectly without feeling like a chore. The repairs were honestly so satisfying. This is 100% a power wash simulator brain kind of game where you just zone out, clean up the little parts, and just put everything back together. Taking apart all these devices just really hit me in those childhood memories, which just made it feel even better. The dialogue here is interesting and definitely made me curious about the characters and their stories, but sometimes I just really wanted them to stop talking so I could just get back to cleaning my little gadgets. So the story here is a nice bonus, but the repair shop loop is honestly the real star. Now, this game is for those of you who really like organizing games or just those little fixer-upper games who just want a little bit of nostalgia from the early 2000s tech. It is perfect if you want something that just keeps your brain engaged but is not overly stressful. Now, this one is not fully out yet, but you should definitely add it to your wish list. It's cozy, nostalgic, and just scratches that deeply satisfying fix things itch in the best way possible. What surprises me most was how relaxing the repair shop loop felt, even though the story took a little bit of a backseat. Now, for this next game, I've already done a full deep dive on it, so be sure to check it out if you want the extra long version here. But for a quick little catch up, Nom Nom Cozy Forest Cafe is a rhythm-based cafe game. You run a cafe in the forest, serving animal friends by playing simple rhythm mini games to prepare their treats. After the rhythm part, you get to fully customize how the food looks, collect new decor, and design your dream cafe. The tutorial was super short and straight to the point. It gives you a really good feel for the rhythm and just the decorating vibes right away. I really liked the loyalty system. The more that you serve a customer, the more that you fill out their frequent visitor card, which unlocks new furniture. The rhythm sections are simple, but after long sessions, they can start to feel a little bit repetitive, but this is definitely more of a vibe game than a skill game. Also, the dev recently added a resolution dropdown and the ability to skip the intro songs, which is such a quality of life update. Now, it surprisingly plays really well on the Steam Deck at a steady 90 FPS. You can adjust the sensitivity so you don't look around too fast, and all the buttons are clearly labeled for handheld. Now, this is definitely for you creative souls out there. If you just love interior decorating and just vibey rhythm games more than complex management, this is definitely going to be for you. Now, this game is really fun, it's cute, but since it's very decoration heavy and I personally am not the best at that, I will say buy it on a sale. It is a low stress stress and fun decorating game with a splash of rhythm. Now finally, there is the game that we always go back to, Animal Crossing New Horizons. They came out with their 3.0 update and it is free for everybody and adds a new resort hotel at the end of your pier. And they also added some quality of life things as well. It honestly just felt like coming home after trying all of these new games. Since I recently restarted my island, the biggest thing that I noticed was being able to craft multiple things. This is such a game changer early on in the game, and pulling from your storage to craft things is so nice. I can't tell you how many times I would run back and forth just trying to craft things and I would forget items that I needed for my storage. It was a whole mess. I am really happy that they gave everybody the ability to do the hotel instead of it making it a paid DLC like the Happy Home Paradise was. I think it definitely re-sparks that hype and love for the game. I truly feel that they are getting us prepared for a new Animal Crossing game, but I might just be delusionally hopeful. So in terms of the Switch 2 upgrade, personally, unless you really care about the graphics and you have the Switch 2, I don't really see the need to do that graphics upgrade. Like, I don't see myself using the mouse controls, maybe only to make like custom designs or something. If you already have the game, you're definitely still going to enjoy the free update as it is. Now that wraps up my month of cozy and surprisingly stressful games. Let me know in the comments which of these you'll be picking up or which one made it onto your wish list. I hope that you found this video helpful and gave you a little bit of insight on whether these games were for you or not. If it did, be sure to like and subscribe for more cozy game reviews, and until next time, so happy gaming.